What's good, beautiful people? The Black Thumb here, and today we're going to be talking about Cymbidium Orchid Care. So let's get into it. All right, so this orchid was gifted to me maybe 3 to 4, maybe even 5 years ago by a good friend, and I've been taking care of it ever since. And as you can see, it is in bloom, or in the process of blooming. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 flowering spikes that we're gonna get this year, which is the most that I've ever gotten from this orchid. So typically when orchids in my collection bloom, I give them names. And so this orchid's name is Bubba. I call him Bubba Sims for Bubba Cymbidium, or B Sims for short. And so essentially I thought it would be cool if we go through some of the care tips and what I do to keep Bubba thriving. And I think it's also important to note that Cymbidium orchids are a little bit different than Phalaenopsis orchids. So we'll go through some of those differences as well. So today we're gonna talk a little bit about how much sunlight Cymbidium orchids need, how much water they need, and how often. We'll also talk about humidity, temperature, obviously airflow, and then we'll talk about repotting and some of the differences between the types of potting media that you use with the Cymbidium versus a more traditional orchid or a more popular orchid like the Phalaenopsis orchid. All right, so let's start by talking about sunlight. So Cymbidium orchids and Phalaenopsis orchids are relatively similar when it comes to sunlight. So Cymbidium orchids like full, bright, indirect light, similar to Phalaenopsis orchids. And so again, what does that mean? That means that they like to see the sun without the sun necessarily looking directly at it. And so this orchid here is an orchid that actually lives on my back patio, which gets lots of partial sun and shade throughout the day, which I believe is why it is thriving so nicely and doing so well, considering we have 4 flowering spikes, which is the most that I've ever gotten in one pot off of Bubba since it's been under my care. And so again, so it is gonna be full, bright, indirect light, similar to Phalaenopsis orchids. So let's move on to watering. So the big question about orchid care in general is always, how often should I be watering my orchid? And so again, orchids do like to be watered, but they don't want to be overwatered, and Cymbidiums are no different. So typically in the warmer months, Cymbidiums you're gonna try to water every 7 to 10 days, depending on whether it's inside or outside, how much humidity is in your home or out in the general environment that it's in the backyard or wherever you're housing it outside. And then whenever you have a question or whenever you are about to water, you always want to kind of dip your finger in or use a moisture meter to figure out how much moisture is actually in the potting media before you water, so that you decrease the risk of overwatering. You also want to make sure that you've got pots that have really good drainage on the bottom, so that you are not waterlogging your orchid and basically putting yourself and your orchid at risk for things like root rot. So again, in the warmer months, you want to water every 7 to 10 days. And then in the cooler months, or when it's kind of in the winter, you want to water every 10 to 14 days. I found that the sweet spot for me this time of year, considering it's January, is about 12 to 14 days. And this orchid does just fine as a result of that. So now let's talk a little bit about temperature. Now, the temperature ranges for Phalaenopsis orchids and Cymbidium orchids are a little bit different. I would say that Cymbidium orchids are much more hardier when it comes to taking full, bright, direct light for longer periods of time. They're also more hardier as it relates to temperature, which is why these orchids are great orchids to grow outside, especially if you live in an area like where I live in the Los Angeles area, where it does get relatively chilly in the winter, but not so cold that things are gonna freeze and we're at risk for things freezing. So generally, this orchid, it will be comfortable in temperatures that we as humans are comfortable in. So that, you know, that 50 to 80, 85 degree range. But it can also withstand temperatures up to the triple digits. So it can withstand temperatures up into the low 100s. And like I said, this orchid has been outside and we've had some heat waves in my area over the last couple of years, and this orchid has done just fine. You may find that in those in the times, if you are gonna house your Cymbidium orchid outside and you live in an area that's a little bit warmer, you may wanna find a shady spot in the summer that's still gonna get enough sunlight, but it's also going to preserve the leaves from burning and keep it from drying out so quickly. And you may just need to water a little bit more often in those really peak hot times during your summers, depending on where you live. And that's essentially what I do with this one. Now, on the colder side, this orchid will go all the way down. It'll withstand temperatures in the 20s or the 30s, but again, we don't ever want our orchids to be hanging out in those very extreme temperature ranges, because obviously if it's super hot, then it puts your orchid at extreme risk or higher risk of basically drying out, dehydrating, and dying. And then on the colder side of things, it puts your orchid at risk of basically dying from freezing. And so we want to avoid that at all costs. And so we want to find the sweet spot. And I would say the sweet spot is really about 55 to about 85 degrees. And as long as you're hanging out within those ranges throughout most of the year, then this orchid will do well for you and grow and thrive for you. And then let's talk a little bit about the humidity. Humidity, same thing. So humidity for Cymbidium orchids and Phalaenopsis orchids are relatively the same. So I would recommend that you really want your humidity to be between 60 to 75 degrees, with the sweet spot probably being between 65 and 75 not degrees, 65 and 75%, excuse me. And again, it's kind of like us as humans. If we're comfortable, then the orchid is probably comfortable. If once you start getting up into the 80, 90, 100% humidity ranges, then you run the risk of the orchid not being able to shed enough moisture, and it's always being wet, which then puts it at increased risk for rot. And obviously anything below that 60% humidity, then it just puts your orchid at increased risk of drying out and basically shriveling up and potentially dying on the lower side. So we want to find that sweet spot, and that sweet spot is typically between 60 to 75% humidity. Let's finish up with a little bit of airflow, and then we'll do a little bonus on repotting and what it takes to get a Cymbidium orchid repotted. So airflow is always going to be massively important for any orchid that you're growing, because at the end of the day, the roots need an opportunity to breathe. They also need proper drainage so that they can get enough air so that they can dry out over a period of time, and then get more water, and then consistently kind of hold that moisture for a little bit and slowly dry out in between the waterings. And Cymbidium orchids are no different. So you want to make sure that you are using a pot that has really good drainage, at least on the bottom. And I have a potting media that has some bark in it, but it's also a little bit different than what we use for Phalaenopsis orchids. And so we'll talk about that in just a second. But again, airflow is going to be majorly important to prevent things like root rot, crown rot, all of those things, bacterial infections, fungal infections, those types of things when it comes to your Cymbidium orchid. So now let's finish up with a little bonus and talk a little bit about repotting. So let's start with how often you should be repotting your Cymbidium orchids. So typically you want to repot every 2 to 3 years. You can go a little bit longer than that. You can also go a little bit shorter than that if there are certain conditions happening with your orchid. So on the shorter side, if you are noticing that the orchid is root bound, meaning roots are growing outside of the top of the pot or they're growing outside of the bottom of the pot, then you want to go ahead and repot. If you are noticing that your orchid is overrun by pests, whether it's mealybugs, scale, ants, any of those types of things, then you will want to go ahead and repot and get it into a fresh pot with some fresh potting media. And so those are the situations where I would suggest repotting a little earlier than the 2 years. And then the situation where you could wait a little bit longer than the 3-year period is if your orchid is happy and thriving and blooming year over year and not showing any of those signs that we just talked about that would require a premature repot. And so this orchid is a prime example of what happens when an orchid is really happy in its pot and it's thriving and it's doing well. So I have had this Cymbidium orchid in this pot for I think now 4 years, And this is my third consecutive year that it has bloomed, and each year my bloom is getting longer and more robust. So last year I think I got 2 blooming spikes from this orchid, and this year I have 4. So I'm gonna leave it alone, right? Because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And so that is kind of how often you should be repotting, with some caveats. And then when that time comes for you to repot, what I love about Cymbidium orchids is that these orchids are what they consider terrestrial orchids, meaning you can plant these right in the ground. And as long as the soil or the ground that you're gonna be planting them in is kind of sandy and loamy and has lots of drainage, then these orchids will do great in that type of environment. So the potting mix or the potting media is a little bit different for Cymbidium orchids compared to Phalaenopsis orchids. Whereas with Phalaenopsis orchids, you are going to be wanting a mix of bark, sphagnum moss, maybe some charcoal, maybe some pumice stones, maybe some leca rocks, to really create or to try to recreate how they grow in the wild, where they kind of attach themselves to trees or rocks and grow along those surfaces and take moisture from those surfaces to feed its roots to then feed the plant. Whereas Cymbidium orchids, again, are terrestrial orchids, meaning that they can grow and will grow in the ground. And so you want to try to recreate what that ground environment would look like and feel like for a Cymbidium orchid. So the potting mix that I use for Cymbidium orchids is a mixture of bark, but it also has basically just like some sandy, almost like potting soil, like your standard potting soil, because it gives the moisture that it needs, it keeps everything nice and compact, but it also allows for the drainage and the breathability that we're looking for that airflow to prevent things like root rot. That is all I have for you today. I hope we all learned a little something about Cymbidium orchids. I hope I hope that this video was helpful for you as it relates to how to care for these orchids and put your Cymbidium orchid in the right environment so that it thrives and blooms year over year. So if this video was helpful, go out and subscribe to my channel. Make sure you like, share, and comment. And let me know if there are any care tips that you have with your Cymbidium orchids that have worked really well for you, because just like you, I'm still learning, and I'm sure the community at large would love to know what is working for everybody out there. So I hope that helps, and your orchids keep blooming.